Alright guys, I just wanted to do a little review about this USP I picked up. This is the CYMA, or CYMA, however you want to say it, CM125. I picked this up because I'm utterly fed up with this. I love it to bits. This is a KWA P226. It feels right, it's got a nice heft to it, it's full metal. And when it's working, it works brilliantly. Shoots around 280, 270, 280 FPS, I'd say. I've run this for about 6 years now, and it's just got to the point where it's let me down one too many times. We've all been there. We've all used these gas pistols. We've all gone for that one important shot. You pull the trigger and you empty the entire mag of gas out of the barrel. They're just not consistent enough. Everyone knows that, but people continue to use them like I have because they love them and they're brilliant when they're working. However, it's let me down one too many times, so I picked up one of these. It's the first electric pistol I've had. Off the bat, it doesn't feel anything like the KWA, or in fact any full metal pistol for that matter. Obviously no rack and slide. I'm not going to labour the details around this gun because there are details everywhere on these. They're similar to the CYMA Glocks. The only reason I'm doing this video is because when I was looking, there's very few, I could find very little in terms of modifying, in particular the USP. There's loads of Glock upgrades and videos and everything around on the net. The CYMA Glocks, which are obviously very similar to the Tokyo Marui Glocks. But very little specific to the USP, and I just wanted to do a quick video just to show you a couple of things that I've done. This hasn't even been skirmished yet. I purchased this about, I don't know, a week ago from an online company. £70 for the box kit, which I didn't think was too bad, given that a Marui one's, I think it's about double that, maybe 120, something like that. But I thought I'd give it a go. And hasn't been skirmished, hasn't been anything before I did anything at all. I did some chrono readings with this. It was firing a fairly consistent 190, which I thought was a bit low. I think I was maybe expecting about 200. The box says it does 60 meters a second, which is nearer to 200. I was getting about 190, which is about 57, 58 meters per second. But it's okay, I can live with that. I've heard some of these coming out with as low as 170, especially on the Glocks. They just seem to be a bit hit and miss. The quality is obviously nothing as good as you would get with, say, a Marui pistol. Probably why there's such variations with the FPSs on these as they come out of the box. That said, it works, it's consistent, and as long as your battery is charged, it will keep on working. Every time you pull the trigger, it's going to fire, unlike these. They're just a lottery, really. Unless you've got a really hot summer's day, you just don't know whether this is going to fire or not. So it just turns into a rather nice trinket hanging off your chest, really. So yeah, I got one of these. First thing I did was order up an Eagle6 spring from I would like to say buddies, but I don't really know them that well. Richard and Tina at Eagle6. I will put a shameless plug in there because I've bought stuff from them before. It works. I've had springs off them for my Marui recoil Scar, and they've been consistent and reliable. And they offered a spring. In fact, they offered 2 springs for the CYMA pistols. Again, also the same as the Marui electric pistols. So I ordered a spring from them. As I said, they do 2. They do an M75 and an M80. I initially ordered the M80 thinking, well, I'll just go for the heaviest I can get in there and just go from that. However, I chickened out a bit. I thought, oh, I read somewhere online that the M80 is going to be asking for problems, and I just think I chickened out a bit, really. I went down to the M75 and fitted that, While I was in there, I just thought, oh, it's nice to have a look at the gearbox. To be honest, it was quite shocking. The sloppiness in the gears was quite horrendous. I ended up adding 4.2mm shims in various places, and to be honest, I think I probably could have got away with adding another couple of 0.1mm. But just to give you an idea, these are sloppy, but they're 70 quid, so you know. I also put some more grease in. The grease wasn't particularly good. It was a bit sparing, to be honest with you, so I just put some more in there. And the only other thing I did really internally was put some Teflon behind the O-ring on the piston cylinder head, at the top of the cylinder. It just felt a bit sloppy. It didn't feel nearly tight enough to make a good seal, but bearing in mind it doesn't cost anything really. A bit of Teflon tape around the piston head, put the rubber O-ring over the top of that, and it just spaces it out a bit, and it made it a nice tighter seal. So I just did that while I was in there. Whether it's made any difference or not, I don't know, because I didn't do before and after chrono with just the Teflon seal. While I was in there, also removed, there's a black cover that goes over the barrel. I think the Glocks have it as well. In fact, I think most of the AEPs have a black cover over here. It may be necessary on some guns, I don't know, don't hold me to it, but from what I could see, it's not necessary on this USP. This is the cover, and it just sits over the top here. I'm not entirely sure what its purpose is, certainly on this USP, but because this is going to end up having a LiPo mod, I need all the room I can get, and this just bulks out the barrel a bit too much, so that came off. That gives me a bit more room inside. I've gone for a 950 mAh 7.4 volt LiPo. That's ordered. I haven't run this gun with it yet because it hasn't turned up yet, but I just want to do a quick video just with the spring, just to give you an idea of what you're going to be walking into running the Eagle6 springs. They are strong springs, and believe me, it was a bit of a pain to get in a box. You've got to be really careful. Otherwise, I mean, I did this in the kitchen and you end up with just bits flying everywhere, and there's tiny little springs here and there on this gun. It will just go off like a grenade if you let that spring go, so do be careful. However, it did go in, as I said, the M75 version. I have given this a chrono, and it took me to about 225, 230 with the Eagle6 spring, which I think is pretty good. It would have been nice to get 250, but considering it was shooting 185, 190 before, 35, 40 FPS gain, I'm happy with that. Just to give you a quick rundown at the moment, and also so you can see he says, here we go, sorry about that. And also to give you an idea, if you're thinking of upgrading the spring in this, particularly to an Eagle6 one, and you're not going to do the LiPo mod, or you want to run the stock battery, to give you an idea of whether it'll actually fire or not, it does fire. I wasn't entirely convinced it would do. I didn't think it was even going to pull the spring, to be honest with you, given how much beefier it was, to use a good word, than the original spring, and trying to fit it in the gun made me think I'm not even sure the stock battery is going to pull it. It does pull it, but it's slow. So again, I just want to do this video because I haven't seen anyone, I can't find any videos where someone's put an Eagle spring into a USP CYMA and tried it on the stock battery, just to give people an idea of what it's like. So I just thought I'd knock this video up. So I'll stick the standard battery in. This is fully charged, it's just come off the charger. There's going to be no more voltage being able to get in there. That is fully charged. And we'll run it through the chrono, just to give you an idea. As I said, it was hitting about 225, 230 before, but it's just nice to be able to show you guys actually what it's doing. I'm left-handed, so you've got to bear with me, so I'm trying to shoot right-handed here. starting to settle down after that first shot. So we've got 219 now. That's out. 219 now. 215. 207, bit of a low one. That was out. 214. 213. It's not doing right as well today as it was yesterday when I tried it. 210. 219. 215-ish. 218. 219. 216. 220. 216. That was out. 218. 218. 217. 213. That was out. 217. So at the moment it's around the I don't know, you can see there it's going up to about 220. Yesterday it was hovering around 225. It was hitting 230. So don't know why that is. Maybe it's been sitting in the shed all night, it's a bit colder, maybe it's not sealing as well, I don't know. But yeah, so something you're looking at around that. I think 220 is probably skirmishable. I mean 190 is a bit, 185, 190 is a bit on the low side. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that, and just to give you an idea of, you can run it on the stock battery with the Eagle6 spring. It does work, as you can hear. You can probably also hear that the trigger response is fairly slow. I will give it a full auto while I've got the video on. I'll just try and get a shot through there first, and I might be able to get I run out of BBs. But yeah, you can hear it obviously works. It's not good enough for me with that battery. It's just too sluggish. But it does work if you're, you know, your money's tight and you're trying to do things in stages. I'd probably suggest doing a LiPo mod first, to be honest with you, because it makes a massive difference. I've got a buddy with a CM Glock and with nothing else but a LiPo, and the difference in trigger response is staggering, as you probably read on the internet. A lot of people have done it, and it just transforms the gun. I kind of went the other way, but only because I knew I'd end up with a LiPo very soon anyway. It's just that the spring came first, so I thought I'd chuck it in. And there we are. So yeah, you can use it, but it's sluggish. And with the M75 spring, who knows, you're probably looking, mine have been around, what, 215. Yesterday they were hitting up to 230, so somewhere around that mark with the M75. With the M80, I'm not sure, you might hit peaks of 250. But I'm not sure how long this gun's going to last in stock form, even with a bit of shimming, a re-grease. That's a lot of stress going through what is really quite a cheap gun. But who knows, maybe one day I'll try the M80, but I think I'll probably live with sort of 220 mark, to be honest with you. And I'll do another vid once the LiPo's gone in, just to show you how that went. Okay, thanks for watching guys, take care.